Hey, what's up, VC? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel, and it's time for another video. This time it's going to be a quick VCLT video. I got this here box in from Mr. Scott Waters, and I wanted to go ahead and open it up. I've already cut it, so let's get going. In the background, we're listening to Speed Wolf. I love this artwork. It's just a badass album cover. A throwback to a really famous biker painting. I can't think of the artist, but was this In the Wind? Was that the name of that painting? But just really cool. You can see the wolf. Let's see, you got a wolf. Oh, it's all wolves. You got wolves on the motorcycles with the Grim Reaper in the background. Here's the back cover. This is on Hell's Headbangers Records. This came out in 2012 or 13. Really good Motorhead inspired speed metal. What did they call them? Hell's Headbangers called new wave of British heavy metal meets Sodom, I think is what they said. And they're big Sodom fans. Actually, in the photo here, the singer's actually wearing a Sodom shirt. But very cool band. Definitely worth checking out. I know that they did a limited run. I think like 500 pressings on vinyl. I haven't looked for that yet. I actually found this in one of my local music stores, a UCD store, and I was shocked. I've never seen anything from Hell's Headbangers in a music store before. I mean, granted, this was used, so somebody sold it, but I was still shocked to find it there. And great album, one that I would recommend to you, Scott. Definitely in your wheelhouse and worth checking out. So again, that's Speed Wolf, and this is Ride with Death. They're a Denver band. So you know, I saw this one. We were just talking about October 31st, and the only thing I have from them is, I got it right here somewhere. Right there. Bury the Hatchet is the only thing I have on CD. I have, I think, all but one of their albums on vinyl, but so I'm really happy to have this one. And actually, this is Stage Fright, by the way. I don't have this on vinyl either. I don't know if this was even available on vinyl, but very cool. And then, oh, very nice. Very nice. And also 3 Inches of Blood, Battle Cry Under a Winter Sun. I love this band. Scott didn't really turn me on to them. Or no, I'm sorry, he did. He was the one that turned me on to them. He did a video a while back, and I knew my local record store had a couple of their CDs. But I always avoided them because for some reason I thought they were a metalcore band. And when he had mentioned how good of a band they were, I decided to go and check them out. And I've kind of fallen in love with the band. And so this is the third album I have of theirs, third or fourth I have on CD now. So man, I'm really looking forward to hearing that and really appreciate that. So let's see what we got going on. So we got one of the VCLT boards. So far this one's been signed by Sides and Scott. So I'll pass that one on. I'm actually sending out some VCLT in a couple of days here, so that will be going to somebody in another country. All right. This is cool. Oh, very cool. He mentioned this to me, but not this one. This is cool. This is Land of a Thousand Dances. Ted Nugent. And let's see, Land of a Thousand Dances and the TNT Overture from Intensity in 10 Cities. So this is very good. Is this US? And it looks like this is a Spanish pressing, Madrid. So wow, very cool. Yeah, it's definitely not an American pressing. Very nice. So man, I really look forward to checking that out. That's awesome. And then we talked about this one, Genesis. Spot the Pigeon. I do have the 12-inch of this, but I didn't have the 7-inch. And this is cool. It's a UK 7-inch. I don't know if they're different. And maybe you can answer in the comments, Scott, if there's a difference between, I mean, I can look and find out, but if there's a difference between the 7-inch and the 12-inch of this. Next up, this is awesome. Oh man, I forgot about that too. Oh. Let's see. Upgrade in the future. We talked about, I'm a huge Runaways fan. I love Lita Ford and Joan Jett, especially their stuff from the Runaways, but well, Lita Ford, I like most of what she's put out. And then the early stuff from Joan Jett, but this is one of the Runaways albums that I was missing. So I'm really, really happy to have this. Man, this is awesome. I have their debut. Probably one of my 20 all-time favorite albums. I love their debut. I love the Runaways as a whole, though, and I'm super stoked to have this on vinyl. And in the note, he mentioned it's probably VG minus condition. It's just hard to find these. These are, you don't see them at all, which is amazing considering how many were pressed. But and when you do see them, people are asking crazy money for them. So the cool thing about this is if I do find a nicer copy of this for my collection, I'll go ahead and pass this one on to somebody else's VCLT. So next up, another one that I'm really happy to get. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. So this one is Morsehead. I had I believe this is the first album, Moore's first album, and I had the second album. Let me see, guitar, vocals, blah, blah, blah. This is a new wave of British heavy metal band. Really, really killer. I've seen a bunch of lists that list like top 10, top 20 best new wave of British heavy metal bands, and More is generally in there. I've always loved that logo too, but I've never owned this particular album. I actually have their second album on cassette and on vinyl, but I've never had this one. So when he mentioned that he had another copy of it, I was super stoked and really looking forward to it. Now, he mentioned that the cover's not in the best condition, but he said the vinyl's really clean on this. So again, thanks, Scott, man. I can't wait to listen to that one as well. And then next up, I know this Jimmy there we go. Very cool. I knew that I knew this album cover. And it features Jimmy Crespo. Let's see, female fronted. It's a promo copy. Okay, very cool. So if you're not familiar with Jimmy Crespo, he did a short stint in Aerosmith when Joe Perry left the band back in the 80s for a few years. And a very underrated guitar player. He definitely held his own with Aerosmith, and he was just a killer player. He just doesn't get any credit for it. But this is Flame, Queen of the Neighborhood. And what year is this? This is 77. So I find it funny that Fame, the TV show and movie, basically has the same logo, if not real similar to Flame. And the reason that's on my mind is because I was at Goodwill a couple hours ago, and they had some, they had a couple of Fame LPs there. I should have got one for you, Scott. Oh well. But here's the band. So I definitely look forward to hearing this because I've never heard this one before. But man, Scott, this is a killer package, man. I can't thank you enough. Again, yours is going out in about a week here. I do have some a 7-inch or 2 that'll be in there as well. So can't wait till you get that. But man, I can't wait to give this stuff a spin. Can't thank you enough. I'll put a link down below. I doubt any of you that are subscribed to me are not subscribed to Scott as well. But I will drop a link down below. Other than that, take care, VC, and I'll be back soon.